Hi, I'm Caleb Giddings from Gun Nuts Media, and today we're going to be reviewing the Ruger LCRx in 38 Special. And this isn't just any old Ruger LCRx, it's my personal gun, and it's the 3-inch version. So, let's get started. The first thing I want to talk to you guys about this gun is why I like it, and some of the reasons why I think it is probably the best option for a carry gun if you're going to carry a revolver. And we've discussed this before in my videos about carrying a revolver and the best type of revolver for concealed carry, but we're going to specifically talk about the LCRx today and make sure that you guys understand what it is exactly that I like so much about it. Alright, now obviously one of the first things that I like and that I think is very important about this gun is that it has a 3-inch barrel. Now, I'm not into the 3-inch barrel because I think the gun needs extra velocity or anything like that, but I feel like the 3-inch barrel carries a little bit better when you carry AIWB. It has a longer front end, obviously because of the barrel, so that helps keep the gun more stable in this vertical position. Now I use a Darkstar Gear holster for this, so if you use that Darkstar Gear holster with a 2-inch gun or the 1.8, whatever the short barrel is, it will work just as well because it's got that extra long toe to stabilize it. But the other reason I like the 3-inch version is because the 3-inch version has adjustable sights on it, all right? One of the big problems with concealed carry revolvers is that most of them don't shoot to the sights with modern carry ammo. All of the old school fixed sight guns are regulated for like 158 grain lead round nose or 148 grain wad cutters, things like that. Now I carry 148 grain wad cutters because they're awesome, but if I carried something else in this gun like the new 130 grain HST micro load, or I was super old school like an old fool who's so cool and I carried 158 grain lead semi wad cutter plus P hollow points, I would want to be able to zero this gun to my carry round. And with the 3-inch LCR, I can do exactly that. Now that's enough intro talk, so let's go shoot a modified version of the Gabe White standards. The reason why it's a modified version is the Gabe White standards normally call for some 6-shot strings. This gun holds 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and as such, I can't do a 6-shot string with it. So for 2 of the strings, the bill drill and the double failure drill, which is normally 4 body and 2 head, I change it so it's a 5-shot bill drill and 3 body, 2 head. Let's go to the range. Well, that got exciting. 289. .407. .263, and last but not least, immediate incapacitation. What was that? 233. Let's go look at our shitty hits. Down 1, 2, 3, 4. As you can see, the rain did not make that a particularly pleasant experience for me being out on the line, and it continued. The gun shoots just fine. I was not shooting particularly well on the Gabe White standards, and part of that was because I was having problems getting my support hand grip established on the gun, and that is in no small part because of these stocks. Now, they're not bad. They're really not. But the problem is they're very thin. As you can see, I can wrap my entire dominant hand around this thing and leave almost zero surface contact area for me to get my support hand on. When I do get my support hand on this gun, it's basically just gripping my strong hand And as a result, in the rain, with my hands being wet, this hand was flip-flopping around a little bit. But that's not the end of our shooting evaluations. Obviously, we still have the IDPA 5x5 standards to go, as well as some groups to shoot. So let's go back to the range, shoot the IDPA 5x5 standards, and then we'll talk about shooting this gun for performance in compromising conditions. Yikes. I mean, it was fast. 308. Whew, gun's hot. And I did it all for the glory of Instagram. That was 4 to the body and 1 to the face in a 402 clean. All right, now we're gonna do 5 strong hand only. I dropped one of those, 466 down 1. And last but not least, 5 reload 5. This gun's starting to get a little dirty. Gun's hot. It burns my widow skins. 5 reload 5. Get in there. The hole is your home. $11 flat. Fuck. I can't put my gun away. Alright. Fucking shit. Let's look at the scores. And then go shoot some groups so we can be done with this shit. Alright, I'm down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whatever. Okay, so let's talk about that. After you add up all of my times and the 5 points that I dropped, my total time on the 5x5 would have been 27.76 seconds, which is about 3 seconds too slow for a master class time on the IDPA 5x5 classifier. Reasons why that happened. 1, the reload sucked. My reload sucked. It was a bad reload. I gave away pretty much the whole classifier right there. Obviously, I also dropped some shots, which I shouldn't have done, but a big part of that for me is that I haven't practiced reloading this gun in ever. I shot the video on how to reload it many months ago, and since that video where I shot it and talked about reloading methods, you know how many times I've reloaded this gun on the clock? 1, and you just saw it, and it wasn't good. And a big part of that is because when you're carrying guns like this, when you're carrying these little guns, these little revolvers, whether they're J-frames or LCRs, reloading them is not easy, all right? You have a small area to hit with a small number of rounds. Everything is condensed and compacted, and reloading a revolver is hard enough as is. It gets harder when it's a revolver this size. So I really did kind of give away the farm with that particular classifier. But it's not all bad news. As you could see, I was able to actually get my grip fixed that time, partially because it wasn't raining as hard, and because I spent more time focusing on establishing my master grip out of the holster. Now, the next thing I want to talk about with this gun before we go into the group shooting portion of the event is the double action trigger pull. You guys probably noticed that I shoot this gun double action the whole time. For whatever reason, the Ruger LCR, the way it's engineered, the way the trigger is designed, the way the geometry and the springs and blah, 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 all of the science that's gone into this give this gun the best out of the box double action trigger on a production revolver on the market, period, full stop. It is the only double action trigger on a production revolver that I don't feel the need to modify because I can pull it pretty freaking quick with almost zero front sight movement. It is a great trigger, and it's what makes this gun so shootable in double action mode. Last thing we're going to talk about before we move on to group shooting is the cylinder. And you noticed at the end I was having a little bit of problems putting my gun into the holster. Now that's because the Dark Star Gear holster that I use to carry this gun carries it very closely to my body. The cylinder was so hot that as I went to put it away, it would burn my skin on the way down, and I'm a big fucking baby, and I didn't want my skin to get burned as I put my gun away. That's why I had problems with that. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. We're going to go shoot groups now. And I'm going to do something a little bit different, which I'll talk about a bit in the range video, but I'm going to shoot 2 groups with this gun, and then I'm going to explain why. Unlike my normal procedure, I'm going to shoot 2 5-shot groups. The first one's going to be using the extremely accurate Hornady Critical Defense, and the next will be using the round I used for carry, Federal 148 grain gold medal match wad cutters. All right, let's go take a look at that, just so we can see for comparison, and then we'll shoot our second group. All right, so I've got about a 3, maybe 3.5 inch group. It's all a little low. That's with the Federal, or excuse me, that's with the Hornady Critical Defense, which are very accurate. And I apparently just suck today. That's not really a surprise. All right, now let's go do it with the wad cutters. Whoop. Well, I had a good group, but I ruined it because I suck at life. Anyway, let me show you what I mean. Here's most of my shots. See that? One nice even hole on the target, and then I had to do that. And I saw it when it happened too. I saw the front sight come out as the shot broke. Oh well, I will take that. All the bullets touching group at 15 yards and one minor shooter-induced fuck-up back to the studio. As you can see, this gun, with the combination of both the Hornady Critical Defense and the Federal Gold Medal Match, especially the Federal Gold Medal Match, is very accurate and it's very shootable. I don't want people to think I'm getting down on the Critical Defense in terms of their accuracy because they got outshot by the Gold Medal Match. I would be perfectly happy with that group that I shot with the Hornady because it's under the size of the palm of my hand at 15 yards standing unsupported double action. That's a fine, perfectly acceptable group. It's just that the Federal is so much better, all right? 4 bullets into one hole that I could cover with the tip of my thumb and then one teeny tiny mechanical flyer because I was not having a good shooting day. That's great. That's great, and I would take that any day of the week, obviously. And that's what I want to close on, is an explanation of why I use the Federal Gold Medal Match 148 grain wad cutters. We've talked about this before. Handgun terminal ballistics, handguns all pretty much suck, right? The most important thing that you can do with a handgun is hit people in their important bits, okay? Which means you're talking about a 4-inch circle right about here and a 4-inch circle right about here, all right? If you can't hit that area with a bullet, you're already starting at a disadvantage. So once you do that, you also need to have a bullet that penetrates deep enough to get to those structures. Because if I shoot someone right here in this awesome 4-inch circle because I'm trying to blow their heart out the back of their spine, or hit them in the spine, or cut their aorta, that's what I want to hit in this area. Heart, aorta, spine, all right? That's what causes rapid incapacitation. I have to have a bullet that goes deep enough to do that, and it's got to go deep enough to do that after punching through the breastbone, cracking ribs, or doing whatever it's got to do, and then hitting my heart, which is like way back here, okay? And that's why we use wad cutters. I know people may think, oh, it's a target round, it's only going 700 feet per second, it doesn't expand. All of those are correct statements. And in 4-layer denim or FBI protocol tests, a wad cutter going 700 feet per second or 650 feet per second will go all the way through the 4-layer denim and end up on the other end of the ballistic gelatin block, all right? It will shoot pert near clean through a person, and it will do it with minimal recoil, minimal muzzle blast, and a tremendous amount of accuracy. That's why I carry wad cutters. And I don't just carry any wad cutter. I carry Federal Gold Medal Match, all right? Are they cheap? No. Do I want to bet my life on cheap bullets? Also no. All right, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this review of the Ruger LCRx 3-inch. I think this is a phenomenal gun. If you are looking for a revolver for concealed carry and you want to put the time and effort into mastering a double action trigger pull, this would be the gun that I would recommend for you. I like it better than the 2-inch versions because it has adjustable sights. In Caleb's perfect dream world, Ruger would make a gun like this that has a bobbed hammer. That would be Caleb's perfect LCR, would be this gun with a bobbed hammer in .32 Magnum. I'm Caleb Giddings. Until next time, remember, run your gun, not your mouth.